Kaugnay niyan, makakausap rin po natin ngayong araw via Zoom si Attorney Rufino Policarpio III, faculty member ng UANP Law at managing partner ng Policarpio and Accorda Law Office para po pag-usapan ng nakalipas na paglilitis. Good afternoon, Attorney, and welcome to 13 sa Tanghali.
Magandang tanghali sa iyo, Greg, and sa lahat ng ating televiewers. Good afternoon sa inyong lahat.
Yes, Attorney Rufino, tingin nga ng prosekusyon ay nailatag na po nila ng may matibay na batayan itong alegasyon ng grave threats laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. And House Prosecutor Terry Ridon even mentioned that despite the discrediting efforts of the defense camp, now parang it falls to either we have a Vice President that lies or a Vice President who contracts or contracted a killer. Based on the proceedings, sir, sa ika-4 na araw ng impeachment, what's your thoughts on this po?
Thank you, Greg. Talagang itong nakaraang 5 sessions ng impeachment trial ay naging mainit. Naging matindi ang pagpapalitan ng bawat panig. At masasabi natin na lahat ay ginagawa ang lahat ng kanilang, they're doing their best to live up to their roles, pati ang ating mga senator judges. Kaya lang ang naging comment ng nakararami ay itong proceedings ito naging parang parang courtroom, naging it's a lawyer's show of sorts, kasi naging over judicialized. Yun ang term na ginamit ng iba nating mga experts, because this proceeding should not be like a court proceedings, because ang impeachment po, ang alam natin, di ba, ito ay sui generis. In other words, it is not supposed to be like a courtroom. It is not supposed to follow the rules of court, but it has its own unique personality or character. Meron siyang sariling katangian at hindi siya kailangan gumaya sa ginagawa ng mga husgado. And it has to be less adversarial, sinasabi nila, dahil tumatagal at nagiging hindi na maganda ang nagiging outcome sa kanilang pagpapalitan. So in the next days or weeks to come, nanawagan ng karamihan na maging less adversarial and more inquisitorial, which is really the purpose of an impeachment court. We are here to search for the truth. And ang issue lang dito ay hindi naman kung may ginawang krimen ang ating Vice President o hindi. Ang issue lang dito is the public official still fit to remain in office, or there is sufficient reason or grounds in evidence to remove based on the grounds provided under the Constitution and presented in the articles of impeachment. Yun lang po dapat ang ating maging pamantayan. All the rest will be noise, sabi nga nila.
Mm-hmm. Sir, ito nga, speaking about the rules of impeachment and also the impeachment court being a sui generis. Now, if the prosecution is saying na ilatag na nila yung nang may matibay na batayan ang articles of impeachment, may kailangan pa po ba talakayin sa ika-4 na article of impeachment, or pwede dito sa impeachment court mag-advance na tayo agad sa iba pang articles of impeachment?
Itong day 6 of the impeachment, I think they will already advance to a new issue or to a new article. Naniniwala ako doon sa sinabi nila na matibay at sapat na ebidensya. Maliwanag naman ang explanation ni Attorney Kapunan kahapon kung bakit hindi na nila ipipresenta yung dalawa pa nilang testigo dapat. Because inamin na naman pala, nagkaroon naman ng pag-amin or pagsang-ayon ang defense dun sa kanilang punto na gustong patunayan. It's the fact that they wish to prove, and it is about the authenticity of the video, it is about the utterances made, and it was already corroborated by the defense. So in that sense, they can dispense with the remaining 2 other witnesses. So I agree with that.
Having said that, sir, do you also agree na hindi na nga kailangan sina Attorney Zulaika Lopez and Captain Belinda Bello para maiharap pa dito sa as testigo dito sa 4th article of impeachment?
Yes, that is very very well pointed out or explained by Attorney Kapunan and the prosecution. And later on, they can be reserved, no, for some other purpose in some other parts of the proceedings.
All right. And lastly, sir, sa tingin po ninyo, nabanggit nyo kanina na dapat nga mas maging inclusive sana yung pagsasagawa ng paglilitis. But apart from that, what do you think ang dapat pang abangan na ating mga kababayan as we go along with the impeachment trial?
Well, today on day 6, I think we will have no witnesses, but there will be I'm sure there will be a very spirited argumentation between the two sides this afternoon, because they will discuss the issue on the issuance of the subpoena duces tecum. Kung maalala natin, hiniling ng ating prosecution na ipasubpina. Ang subpoena po ay isang utos o dokumento na nag-uutos para dalhin sa korte ang ilang mga dokumento, no, bilang ebidensya, or nag-uutos para isang tao o isang testigo ay humarap sa korte. So yan ang pag-uusapan nila dahil inihiling ng prosecution na dalhin ang mga records ni Vice President Sara sa korte upang ito ay ma-examine ng husto, no? Inihiling nila yung records niya yung kanyang BIR records, mga tax returns, and then of course yung kanyang bank accounts, and then yung kanyang statement of assets and liabilities. All of this will go into Article 2. So ito yung simula na ng ating Article 2 presentation. Article 2 of the impeachment, articles of impeachment refers to yung kanyang ito'y tungkol dun sa kanyang bank accounts, no? Ill-gotten wealth, unexplained wealth, failure to truthfully disclose, no, your assets in your statements of assets and liabilities, which is a very serious and impeachable offense. Alam natin yan from the Chief Justice Corona impeachment, no, dahil ang nakauwian nun ay ang Chief Justice ay natanggal dahil sa hindi pagsunod sa tamang or sa makatotohanan, no, SALN, statements of assets and liability. So it is very serious offense that will be delved into by the court.
And ako, being said that this is a very serious possible impeachable offense, ay dapat ngang abangan na ating mga kababayan. With that, salamat po Attorney Rufino Policarpio III para sa inyong oras ngayong hapon sa 13 sa tanghali. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you, Greg, and see you soon.